Dubai. Today is a mega useful video about employment in the United Arab Emirates. A must-see for anyone planning to move to Dubai in order not to have illusions. How much do they earn in the Emirates? What professions are in demand? Is it easy to find a job? And in fact, where to look? About all this later in the video. My name is Larisa Anatolievna Platinskaya. I have been living in the Emirates for 28 years. I came here as an English translator and got a job as an interpreter and administrator in an oil company. And since then, I have made my way from a simple administrator to HR director of a large investment fund. The story of more than 1 hour. It's a very long story to tell. In other words, Larisa is a professional HR consultant with many years of experience in the Emirates. Helen Knowlton invited me. This is a very large British PR company, very well known. She works for international companies. I was already an HR specialist there. After Helen Knowlton, I was invited by Williams International, a partner company of Nakheel. Nakheel specially ordered them from the USA in order to build JLT. I participated in the construction of JLT. I remember when we still lived in small sheds. I mean, it was completely a desert. There was nothing yet. I mean, JLT grew up before my eyes, and moreover, I participated in the construction. I hired employees. It was a very unique experience because I had the opportunity to hire any of the best architects in the world. So Nakheel told me I could call any country in the USA, the UK, where I would find the best architects and invite them to work here. There were a lot of people who wanted to, because this is the construction site of the century, and many architects sought to get here. It is to perpetuate your name and participate in something so advanced, unique. The pay wasn't bad either. They paid well. So the construction industry for employment in Dubai. Anyone who has been to the Emirate knows that Dubai is one big construction site. Therefore, qualified builders are always needed here. Is it so? To work in such professions, you need good English, because you need to pass safety procedures. You need to pass safety exams before you are allowed to work on a construction site. The employer prefers not to be lazy. Maybe they expect that there are people here who are willing to work overtime and get nothing for it. And they spoil the employer with this. There's a lot of work to be done here. They do not like workers who do not obey instructions implicitly. They have their own opinion on any instruction that their employer gives them. The employer is not always ready for this. You do not need to start giving advice where your advice is not asked, where you just have to go and do it. See next, which professionals are really expected in Dubai and which ones are better off staying at home. How much do they earn in Dubai? Where to look for vacancies? In the meantime, I have one useful information for you to think about. This is one of the most popular areas of Dubai, GVC. Did you know that those who bought apartments here a year and a half ago, today they can sell them for 80% more expensive? Note that the area is not near the coast. However, this does not interfere with profitability, but it makes investing more affordable. Such capitalization is a frequent and absolutely real story for Dubai. The main thing is to choose the right project so that in the conditions of the growing financial crisis, not only to save funds, but to multiply and receive passive income. Dubai is a world hub, a center of trade and tourism, the busiest airport in the world, and the best airlines are located here. Dubai is one of the 3 cities in the world where the number of tourists exceeds the local population by 459%. And the tourist flow is only growing every year, which means that the need for comfortable housing is increasing. You are watching this video because you are looking for reliable investment tools in unstable times. So this year, the inflow of capital to Dubai has updated records. Of course, the most successful and richest people in the world already have their own real estate in Dubai. Here is another real example for you. How to make $1 million in 4 months. Jumeirah Beach residence. JBR project has residential apartments with some of the best views of the Persian Gulf.
I have already told you behind the scenes there was an example when a person bought real estate in the Idris JBR project in November 2021, which is located opposite the Ferris wheel, the tallest in the world, let me remind you, for 4.5 million dirhams. Now he's being offered 8.5 million dirhams for the same property. That is, he earned $1 million in 4 months.
Important, you don't have to have the full amount to invest. In Dubai, there is an installment system from the developer without the participation of a bank, with a convenient payment plan for 3, 5, 8 years. And what is very important, with the possibility of assignment after payment of 40% of the cost of the object. Do you want the same? A competent broker will select the best investment options for you in the most promising areas. The contacts of the broker I trust personally. Through him, I conducted my deals. I will leave in the description under the video. Hurry up! Every day there are fewer and fewer profitable objects available. They are waiting for specialists of certain professions, so to speak. Firstly, they're waiting for doctors, nurses, who perform high-quality work and are very responsible. Any medical staff is very much in demand here. Of course, you need to speak English very well, because you need to pass the exam to get a license. It's all in English. Coaches are in great demand. Everything related to sports. Teachers of choreography, ballet, music. Is there really nothing for lawyers, accountants to do here? You can't say so categorically that there is nothing to do. But lawyers are the least popular specialty from any country. Firstly, only citizens of this country can work here as lawyers and in law enforcement agencies. Everyone else who works as lawyers or positions themselves as a lawyer, they are not lawyers. They do not have the right to practice law. They are not judges. They are not prosecutors. They're just advisors. Lawyers here will have to relearn everything. And a completely different system. The same goes for accountants. Here, they work on completely different software. If a person is ready to adapt, then he is ready to study it in advance. Because when he comes here, the employer doesn't want this, I learn quickly, I can do anything. He needs to see right now that you have this experience. This is the mistake of many. I'm so unique, I can do anything. I can do this, I can do that. The employer only looks at what you have already done. That's what you've been doing. That's just what he's looking at. What you have experience in. Marketers, advisors, salespeople. It's hard to say, because the market is oversaturated. The market is full, and each employer adapts to himself. If it's an Indian employer, then it's easier for them to hire Indian marketers. They will have a common understanding faster and closer. I mean, marketers understand what the employer needs. And if a person is not of this culture, he needs time to understand what exactly is needed. And then again, marketers are a creative profession, and the employer often wants his instructions to be clearly followed. I'm sure this video is certainly watched by IT specialists. Write hello in the comments if it's you. It would seem that competent IT specialists are needed in any country, and in Dubai, the salaries are also pleasant. Is it so? Russian hackers were in great demand even before COVID. I was asked to find hackers, because the issue of cybersecurity is acute here in the Emirates right now, and so they are looking for hackers to test their cybersecurity system. Every employer, big corporations, banks, those who can pay good money, because now it is an acute problem in the Emirates. Since the Emirates, here is an influx of investment, an influx of money, and where there is a large influx of money, there is always a lot of fraud. And this is not only at the financial level. I worked for a company. We had one of our healthcare platforms, and we had a hacker attack on the hospital network. It's very scary, because now all treatment is done through artificial intelligence. A lot of devices, drugs, people who are connected to drugs and whose life support depends on drugs. And all of this turned off suddenly, all at once, just because of small hacker attack. It's very scary. It's not only money, it's also the life and health of people. Therefore, this issue is at the federal level, and the government attracts people here who are engaged in cybersecurity, who can secure the country. And they're very engaged in attracting people, of course, IT specialists, who can develop programs, artificial intelligence. I mean, the country is very advanced, moving forward. All the time there are some innovations in this industry, in this area. But it's not that simple. In theory, competent IT specialists are needed in all countries. But in reality, many are faced with the fact that it is extremely difficult to get a real offer in Dubai. See for yourself, for example, 1,500 applications were submitted for this vacancy in UAE. The overwhelming number of applicants is located either in the Emirates themselves, or in Pakistan, or in India. In 7 hours from the moment of publication, 600 applications were submitted to the Scrum Master. This video on Instagram has currently gained 3 million views. It's an open day for one of the companies in Dubai, when you can get directly to HR. You should know this and have no illusions. This is due to the wildest competition, which began in the spring, and with a limited number of jobs. In addition, there is another important factor that works very strongly in Dubai. Such an inter-party between your own people. Of course, most of the population here are Indians, immigrants from India. This is about 80% of the total percentage of expats. Therefore, there is a dumping of the labor market. Why take a Russian tester for 20,000 dirhams if you can take an Indian for 5,000? And they take it, sometimes turning a blind eye to qualifications, level of knowledge and skills. There have always been more Indians here. They originated the whole economy here back in the 60s. Even before this country appeared as a country, these Emirates united. They originated the whole trade here. And so, of course, they have captured their niche. Most of the market was captured by immigrants from India. And when the business has collapsed so much, of course, Indians are now in all key positions. And they're trying to help their compatriots. Moreover, there are also quite a lot of good and qualified ones. But again, it is not a fact that the best, the most qualified get the job. Write in the comments, would you like to work in another country, or do you already have experience? How quickly they adapted? Which was the most difficult? At the end of this video, we will give the addresses of job search websites. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You will have to work very hard in the Emirates, at least at first. And in general, in principle, the Emirates is a dynamic country. And here, in order to get a job and to hold on to this job, you need to have great endurance. Not average, higher, much higher, very great endurance. If a person has poor health, poor endurance, I don't recommend him to come here, because he will just ruin his health even more than. I have a lot of such cases, a lot at work, unfortunately. And plus, there is also very expensive medical care here, not free. Yes, there is no free medical care here. People need to understand this. They can provide urgent medical care free of charge in the first 24 hours if there was an accident or some kind of accident. There is a state hospital here which provides free care for the first 24 hours. Well, after 24 hours, even there the meter turns on and it will not be small. There is a belief about huge salaries in Dubai. Is it so? Let's watch. We take an IT classic, the vacancy of a project manager. According to the Glassdoor website, the salary starts from 15,000 dirhams. Cook receives in Dubai from 800, an average of 3,000 dirhams. A taxi driver, 8,000. The salary of a waiter starts from 2,000 dirhams salary. The average earnings of a bartender reaches 22,000. The salary range is huge here. Even if you take the doctors, it can be from 5,000 dirhams salary to, I don't know, I even heard such amounts that people earned up to 400,000 dirhams a month. Well, I think it's some kind of one-time clinics. This is when the owner is already a doctor himself, and he has a network of clinics all over the world. I mean, it is already the most branded. I've never met anyone like that. The biggest salaries of doctors I have met are about 65,000 dirhams per month, plus other benefits. Insurance for the whole family, airline tickets for the whole family. There may be bonuses. If we're talking about workers, handymen, and workers of specialties, then it can be from 800 dirhams plus accommodation, because you won't find anything for 800 dirhams. From 800 dirhams plus accommodation up to 3,000 dirhams, well, a maximum of 5,000 dirhams. So where to start? How to search for open vacancies and send your resume? The first is LinkedIn, then Indeed, Glassdoor, GovTalent.com, Bait.com, NokriGulf.com, and MonsterGulf.com. Register there, make your profile on this website, and track. Make an automatic subscription, so the automatic mailing list is of all available vacancies. That's exactly the position that interests you. This is through websites. This is the first. The second is LinkedIn. Search for the necessary contacts. Connections through LinkedIn, this platform. There is a lot to be found there. The third way is through recruiting agencies. Here too, register with them or on their websites, then directly in the companies that you're interested in. If they're large companies, then they usually have their own website where they publish all their vacancies. You can also make an automatic subscription, and automatic notifications will be sent if they have some new vacancy, so you can immediately respond. It is better in such a serious matter as relocation not to have illusions, but to soberly assess the situation and prepare. I hope this video helped you a little. If you still have questions, write them in the comments. And I'm saying goodbye to you. See you later.